Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Council time is called to order Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. We'll start with the roll call.
Councillor Belcott,
Present.
Chair Marshall,
Here.
Councillor Fuentes,
Here.
Councillor Little,
Here.
and Councillor Young is not present today, I believe, excused.
Correct. Thank you. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, I would like to remove item 4.3. There's some recent questions that came up that we need to look into.
Great, thank you. We'll remove that. Okay, then we'll move right on to public comment, and I have my spiel I usually give. Comments are limited to agenda items only, 3 minutes. Persons addressing the council will not make statements or remarks that concern private activities, lifestyles, or beliefs of others, including individual county employees or elected officials, topics unrelated to the county, the business of the county, or professional duties and performances of county employees. Persons addressing the council will refrain from conduct, statements, or remarks that are defamatory to county staff, uncivil, rude, vulgar, profane, or otherwise disruptive to conducting council business. Depending on which councilors is attending the meeting in person, the chair, vice chair, or their designee may ask the person making disruptive, disparaging, or impertinent remarks or unreasonably interrupting the business of the council to cease such conduct. If the person continues to engage in such prohibited statements, remarks, or in such conduct, the chair or vice chair or designee may ask the person to leave the meeting. Continued disruptions may result in a recess of adjournment. So with that, has anyone signed up?
We do. Mary Goody,
My name is Mary Goody, and I'm a member of the Board of Friends of Clark County. I come before you today with evidence of yet another DNR SEPA determination for the Dendrophobia timber sale in Clark County, along with its determination of non-significance. The comment period for this sale closes tomorrow, August 14th. The sale, located 6 miles east of Battleground, is a 3-unit sale of 38 acres in the Larch block. There is 1 unit of variable retention harvest and 2 units of right-of-way. Approximately 2,233 MBF will be harvested with this proposal. The date the checklist was prepared was December 5th, 2024. The proposed timing for the auction is January 29th, 2026. The contract end date is October of 2027. Downstream water bodies listed as being possibly affected include Big Ditch, China Ditch, Matney Creek, Fifth Plain Creek, Shanghai Creek, etc. Unit 1 has an origin date of 1944 and 1965. Unit 2 is 1999, and Unit 3 is 2000. According to the SEPA, as with the turnover SEPA, we see that DNR minimizes the species and unique habitats located in the region. Evidently, there are no eagles, hawks, or owls, only songbirds in the area. However, the SEPA lists elk, deer, coyotes, and especially the mountain beaver in bold type on page 20. Your letters of January and February 2025 make clear what your request is to the DNR and Commissioner Upthegrove. Other people are interested in what Washington's forests are experiencing. I include with my remarks a copy of a New York Times article which discusses the potential for mega fire here in Washington state. There's an op-ed from the News Tribune of August of 2025 discussing DNR's ability to acquire lands in exchange for these maturating forests. So FOCC emphatically urges the council to respond to this DNS today, demanding that turnover, dendrophobia, and all remaining Clark County Forest Unit auctions be held in abeyance until further research and investigation can be completed in an effort to explore other ways of supporting the junior taxing districts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wynn Gersich.
Hi, my name is Wynn Gersich, and I came here to talk about the minutes of July 30th and the public comment. I heard, and I listened to it again, I heard Carmen DeLeon talking, and Wendy Cleveland calls in, and then she gives her little speech, and she's asking you not to allow people to talk. You don't have anybody here. And if you only get 3 people that call in or talk, you should be allowed to speak because you're spending our tax dollars and taxing us. And it's absolutely unconscionable that that woman, Wendy Cleveland, calls in all the time. And then she's saying, oh, she's going to run for office.
Don't call out individuals and make.
Well, she's the one that's the reason I'm talking about this, because she also claimed that she was going to run for election. You're not supposed to do that when she read
I
you the
believe that
rules.
was a
So anyway, the main thing too is that this public health structure, right now, I've sent you a lot of things about these, about the COVID drugs. And there's on July 25th, it says Rep. Grosser reintroduces bill to strip liability protection from vaccine makers. Last month, if you ever looked up any of Robert F. Kennedy's stuff, he was going to stop the MMR vaccines and the COVID stuff. So this is not a vaccine, it is gene therapy. You know it. And last month you were pushing it when he was saying that he's going to get it stopped. And it's kind of funny because you really need to watch Robert F. Kennedy's stuff, and I do send it to you so you can watch it. It's very important that this health board is correct when they're giving people information, especially from vaccines that can kill you. And it's amazing because this here, the Center of Disease Control, Fauci has no business telling you what to do. He makes suggestions and stuff, but our health officials should have known this. And these drugs have killed people. I'd like to see the VAERS report, and I'd like to see how many people were injured because they all have lawsuits coming up. And I can't see you pushing any more vaccines on any more children. And I know that Glenn Young, he was going to be on Melnick's board for getting more kids to take the shots. That board should be dismissed. If this is going through, it's very important that people know it. Plus the fact we got to stop the fluoridation in the water. Glenn Young has the book on that. And there's 325 plus drugs with fluoride. And if you already are taking a drug with that and you're putting it in the water, it not only lowers IQs, causes Alzheimer's, all kinds of bad stuff, thyroid cancer.
Okay, thank
Anyway,
you.
thank you. But I'm going to put this on public record.
Carmen DeLeon.
Hi, so I'm talking about the minutes of the 30th. So we talked about annexation on that day, which nobody has the money for. So I don't understand why the city of Vancouver is overreaching again. As was stated last night, they can't wait to make all of Clark County, Vancouver. Really, with a death rate of almost every day, people down on the street, even the policeman got shot just last week. Didn't you read the news? So we talked about annexation that nobody can afford, and most of the citizens in Clark County do not want. So you want to talk about wasting time? You want to talk about it some more? Hey, I know what it is. You want more houses to get more property tax and make more money. That's what Vancouver does. That's what they want, to make a bigger debt, because 44 million isn't enough. They also said, what is it? 7.1 Board of Health something. Well, you know, the Board of Health never talks about how the United States have dropped to what some of the stupidest kids. I'm sorry, but the United States kids have been dumbed down by shots and by TV and by cable. So if you want a good society, get their heads out of the TV and get their heads in a book and stop giving them shots. Also, we talked about this person name is, I'm making a correction. I said it was Carissa T. It's not, it's Carissa Hartsum. And as you say right here, we're going to talk about public comment. Because to me, public comment is, I talk to you. I don't tell you that I don't like her. That's not your business. So why are people like this Carissa only called to say my name? Really, just to verify my name. I'm not going to say anything else
Let's
about
not
it.
call
I'm
out
not going
individuals.
no, she
I will
did that
te-
to me,
I will
or I
tell
wouldn't
her
even
this-
mention her if she hadn't mentioned me first. Same with, I call her Karen Cleveland. Because by the way, when I testified
Okay.
in Oregon, when I
keep it to
testified
the
before the
topic.
whole Senate committee, they told me, this is Salem and you are from Washington, you go last. So how come if somebody is with the, I won't mention the name, Desert Club, it's based in Portland. Again, we have Portland people infiltrating Clark County to put their 2 cents in, which ain't even worth 1 cent if you ask me. But why do they get the free plug? I'm from this other club. I'm from out of state. Gee, what do you have to say here? Because they put me last. She should be put last. If you're not from the state, why are you telling me all about this stupid desert club that's based in Oregon, in Portland? I know you want to make Vancouver Portland. We've already seen that. We've already seen the dead people going around and the cops having to shoot each other. Hey, you want to become Vancouver? Have fun killing each other with drugs or otherwise.
Is there anyone else?
We do have someone online. Caller, you're going to be unmuted, and please state your name for the record and go ahead with your comments.
Good afternoon, Kimberly Goheen Elbin. I'm going to first mention that when Chair Sue Marshall reads the policies, they do not trump the people's right to speak. So I'm going to defend my right to introduce Melnick as a medicine man, because I can say this because
Okay,
that is
please
what I
do not
believe.
call anyone
You
who's
may
employed by the
be
county
offended.
names.
You may be offended,
What
but
are you
medicine
speaking
man is
to
a
on the
legitimate
agenda?
name. So you may
If
be
you
offended,
can't
but the
speak to the
people have a right to
agenda,
speak.
we're going to have to
And this
cut
is
you off.
my agenda is speaking
Let's
on
just-
the public.
Okay, is there anyone else? Thank you. Okay, moving on to old business. Minutes of July 30th, 2025. Are there any corrections? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve minutes of July 30th, 2025.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you all for all the seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. 4.2, Karen Madsen Lifetime Achievement Proclamation.
So this one, council did give a thumbs up supporting moving forward with this. Jordan had drafted this proclamation, so it's just before you to see if there's any edits. And then the anticipation or anticipated date that this will be presented is on October 21st.
Great. Council, are there any corrections or suggestions on the proclamation?
Looks great.
Okay, I think continued thumbs up on this, and I believe Councillor Young was going to read that proclamation. Okay, and we're moving right on to new business, Disability Employment Awareness Month Proclamation.
So this proclamation would be accepted by the Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board. It will be read on September 16th. Looking for thumbs up from council and supporting this moving forward. And there's also a request that the chair or another counselor attend a Disability Employment Month Awards event in October on the 8th. So if there's any changes on this one or
Okay.
updates.
Any, did we have that one drafted? Is that in our packet? Okay, great. Any edits? I can check my calendar. That was October 8th.
That is correct.
Okay, will do. So I'm thumbs up on this one. Thumbs up all around.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Hispanic Heritage Month Proclamation 5.2.
And yeah, and just before we move on, is there any preference on a counselor wanting to read this in September on the 16th?
I'm the 16th.
At the council meeting on the 16th. So you all should be here.
We should all be here. Okay, Counselor Little, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one is not drafted yet. This is the Hispanic Heritage Month Proclamation. This is one that council has done previously. Normally, we invite the Southwest Washington LULAC councils to participate. Likely, this will be read also on September 16th, and just would like a thumbs up for council support moving that forward.
Okay, Council, I see thumbs up all around.
Thank you. Any volunteers now who want to read?
I'd be honored to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Counselor. And then 5.3 Suicide Prevention Month Proclamation.
This is a new one that's coming to council. We've never had this proclamation. So looking to see if council's interested in doing Suicide Prevention Month. If so, we'll work with NAMI Southwest Washington. And again, looking for council's support, and we can bring back a draft for your review.
Great, I'm supportive of this. What month would that be?
September.
Of September.
So it may be the 16th as well.
Be a busy day. Okay, looks like thumbs up all around. We might check with Counselor Young if he's interested. If not, I'd be interested in reading this one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on to public comment. This was an item that I wanted to put on our agenda to discuss. I know there's been some, I guess there'd be unsettling moments during the public comment, and I would just wanted the council to have a chance to talk about it. We do have, and I've been reading and I'll continue to read the information from our rules and procedures, but I would just like to encourage the council at any point, anyone on the council is empowered to call a point of order if they feel like things are getting out of control or not being consistent with our rules and procedures. I would then ask for your point of order, and in this case, it would be not following the rules and procedures, and then I would make a ruling on that, and that ruling would be to ask the person to stop. If they fail to stop, ask them to step away. And then the next step would be to call a recess. So I just wanted to reinforce that. And, I may be slow to respond sometimes, but I'm asking for your help with that. Any comments on that? Because then I do have a specific suggestion related to public comment.
Okay, Chair. Yeah, I think that sounds good. If they're live and there's a situation where we call a point of order and you say your comments are done for the day, you've relinquished your rights to give any more comments because you're creating those conflicts, then I would assume we would stop recording there, even if they continue to speak at the podium.
Yes, I believe that their routine has been to cut the mic, and we may not be aware that the mic is cut because we still
Yeah.
can hear them, but the recording would stop at that point.
Okay.
The recording actually continues. The mic is just muted.
There you go.
Got it. So online, can you hear it? If
Not if the mic is muted.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, thank you. Thank you for bringing this to our attention and, of course, to the public. We've all experienced the challenges with individuals who choose not to follow the rules for public comment. Now, this is a question for staff. In the past, as I understand, that during council time, because it is time dedicated for council to deliberate on issues on the agenda, there have not been public comments.
Yes, there was a change in the OPMA laws, which we had to add public comment to council time because anytime council is providing direction, final direction, by law, we need to allow public comment,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
But thank you. I think that, you know, in order to ensure that we create a space where everybody feels comfortable sharing their experiences, sharing their thoughts, then we need to make sure that we enforce these rules, that we enforce these policies, that if individuals aren't behaving like adults in a civil way, then we need to cut them off.
Okay, thank you. And then my suggestion, it had not been the practice for people during council time to comment on the minutes. It is on the agenda, but the purpose of the minutes being on the agenda is to make any corrections to the minutes themselves, not to rehash topics that were on a previous agenda. Now, it has been allowed, and then it's been, you know, the practice. But I still have never been comfortable with it because it leads to people then just rehashing things that have already been discussed or just plucking out a word that was mentioned in the minutes and riffing on that. So I would like, and I'd like your feedback on this, to keep any comments related to the minutes only to any corrections there might be to the minutes and not to go back and pull out topics, so that we would just be receiving public comment on the agenda itself for council time. Your
Sure.
thoughts?
I can support that. In addition, I'll add one more thing, that when we are asking the public for public comments, it's on agenda items only. And I think that's something that needs to be enforced. Oftentimes people kind of get derailed and go on a rant about something completely unrelated to the agenda, which uses up unnecessary time. So yes, I support limiting the minutes to only corrections.
Other comments? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, that makes sense to me. We're not making decisions on those minutes. Those decisions have been made before.
The only decision you're making is approving them that they're accurate.
Yeah, and making
It's
any
not
changes
adding
on the actual
supplemental
words
information or anything,
of the
correct?
description of what happened, not rehashing the decision. So I would support that. That makes sense.
I would support that as well. That doesn't even make any sense that people would be making comments on that. It's administrative in nature.
Great. So that will be the practice then going forward. I think we've got a majority here, and it was just something that evolved that hadn't been discussed in the past. So I appreciate your thoughts on that. Okay. So with that, oh, and I would just like to emphasize there is a time when people can comment on really any topic, and that would be during the open public comment period during our council meeting. So that is still in place, as well as the ability to comment on specific public hearings or anything that is on the council agenda. So those opportunities are still there. Okay, then thank you. Counselor reports. Are there any counselor reports?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I have one. I am on the board of the Washington State Association of Counties, representing Clark County, and they are having an election that's due today at 5 p.m. on who represents the county on the Board of Natural Resources. This is the entity that helps manage the state forest lands that are held in trust for counties like ours. And so there's an election. There's only one candidate. I don't know this commissioner, but it's Commissioner Randy Johnson from Clallam County, which is up near in the Olympics. And I checked a little bit to see if, anything I could find. There is a statement of interest from this commissioner. he sounds like he's well informed. He has a background in this, and he seems balanced. And so we do have to vote on it either as a full council, or if there's someone who might disagree, you can fractionalize your vote. But we do have to get it filled out with the chair's signature by 5 p.m. Well, one way or the other. So I would suggest we vote to support this candidate, Randy Johnson, and that's that.
Okay, thank you. There are a few decisions that we need to collectively take a position on, and this is one of them. Not very controversial, it sounds like, since there's only one person running. Thanks you for bringing it forward. Are there any comments or thoughts, or are there thumbs up for supporting this individual?
Yes, I support. I would. Yeah.
Okay, there, acclamation.
Great.
Thank you for bringing that forward. Yeah, I'll sign right after this meeting. Okay, I have a couple of announcements of upcoming events. The Clark County Council is invited to Clark County's annual Employment Awards, celebrating 25 years of community inclusion and contributions. It's October 8th, 2025, from 4 to 6 at Clark College. And there'll be music, networking, appetizers, and awards. Will this be sent to each of us as an invitation? I think that would be good. Okay. It may be people check with their calendars and get back to Michelle if you're interested in attending. So if there's a majority of us that are going, that can be noticed. Thank you. It sounds great. And then the other item is the 32nd Annual Northwest Public Employees Diversity Conference that will be held Tuesday, October 14th at the Oregon Convention Center. Tickets will need to be purchased if you're interested in attending. Clark County is an official sponsor of the event and has been for many years. This invitation is to county councilors, elected officials, and department heads. And pre-registration is now active. And again, Michelle, can this be sent out to folks? And also, if you're interested in attending, please let Michelle know so she can do the appropriate notices. Great. Okay. Any other comments from council? Okay. We'll move on then to work session requests. 7.1, Public Health, Board of Health structure.
Yes, so Public Health and the managing director from WASAFA, which is Washington State Association of Local Public Health Officials, would like to have a work session with council for about an hour to talk about the structure of Board of Health. The RCWs does provide two options. The purpose of the RCWs is to enhance public input into the Board of Health. So this is to go over the two structures, advantages and potential disadvantages of either structure, and then look for initial direction from council if there's a change that you wish to make.
Great. And I understand if there are any variants of that throughout the state that we could be hearing about those models as well.
Yes.
Okay. Does this sound like a reasonable work? Thumbs up all around. We'll look forward to that. The next item, urban tree canopy assessment phase 1.
Yes, so Public Works is looking, I'll see if they really need an hour, try to make it a little bit more succinct if we can. Actually, probably on both of these, I think the prior one will be an hour. But it's to provide an overview to council on the results from the phase 1 urban tree canopy assessment, focused on the Clark County urban growth areas, and then looking at policy direction from council on future urban tree canopy policy and program development, including the completion of phase 2. Part of this is part of the new municipal stormwater permit requirements as well.
Great. Council? Thumbs up all around. Okay, 7.3, Public Works 2026 Annual Construction Program and Transportation Improvement Program.
Yes, so these, and you're starting to see these now, these work sessions are really critical for staff to get the policy direction from the council as we're preparing for our budget process. And so we've been working on the budget process now for a couple of months and heavily involved, but these adoptions actually have to be done prior to the budget. And so Public Works will go over the annual construction program and then the 2026-2031 transportation improvement plan, which guides the work that they're going to be doing over the next 6+ years.
Great, thank you. Council, thumbs up? Thumbs up all around. Okay. Moving on to item 8.1, policy updates, dendrophobia timber sale.
So I know Jordan sent this to council for your information. As mentioned in the public comment earlier, the SEPA comment period is open through tomorrow, August 14th, with the auction slated for January 2026. I think Jordan just committed to bringing any sort of timber sale back to the council per your direction. And, this can be a FYI, or if there's any direction or anything that council would like to do with this.
Okay, council? All eyes turn to
Yeah, and I
council.
appreciate the comments from Mary Goody and others about it. I feel like we wrote a letter twice now that has been very clear that we want to have a further conversation with the DNR about the older growth forests, and that we would like a pause on any timber sale harvest until we've come to some kind of conclusion, now that they have this tool in front of them where they can actually swap out some of the best for private timberlands that might be at risk or for sale. So, and Jordan's not here. So I think they've already received our letter. We could submit the same letter by tomorrow, just reiterating that if this has the same characteristics as we're hearing from the community, that we also have concerns about this one, and that we would like a pause until we have figured out what next steps are. So I don't know if anybody else from the council, what we should do exactly here, since we have one day. Any ideas?
Well, I think that suggestion is probably the best thing that we can do at this moment. And I thought that there was going to be a pause on these properties, or that some have been paused and others not. I'm confused by that.
Yeah, if I understood correctly too, I do think Jordan mentioned that they're reviewing some of their policies, and so they didn't anticipate there was going to be anything moving forward in the short term. And this is just the SEPA part. So, it's not slated to do anything until next year, early next year.
Chair, have you and Councillor Little had the opportunity to meet with Up the Grove yet?
No, we haven't had our tour yet. We had an online conversation, but there will be an opportunity to visit. I'm not sure when that's on the agenda. I think it's been scheduled, I want to say.
I would have to look at your calendars.
Right. And I think even though it is just the SEPA is like the first step in moving the process along. So, it'd be good to get clarity on if it's a pause, why isn't it a total pause? So I would support just updating, maybe changing the date and sending the letter again, and filling in dendrophobia instead of dabbler, or whatever the last one was.
Okay. Kathleen, do you think you could help us do that?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Michelle to pull up the last letter and have that updated and sent off. And it does look like the DNR Trust Land Tour is on Friday, September 12th.
Okay, so coming up pretty soon.
And in the letter, we should just ask again for clarification on what is covered in the pause and for how long. Because right now we're just getting word of mouth through staff, and that's not very clear, especially for the public who's very concerned that action might happen faster, and with bureaucracies, you never know. So this will be helpful.
Right. And I think they come at us, that we're surprised to see these at this point. And I don't know if we have the capacity to comment on every one that comes up in a more timely fashion, or if that's an appropriate role for us to play. But
And Jordan has signed up to get notified of these, which is why you're seeing them, because we weren't receiving these before. So he's on a distribution list. So if there's this type of process, he gets notified.
I kind of think with all these email or letters going back and forth that they would give us a heads up personally. Like someone would call us that, oh, there's going to be a timber sale in the next couple of weeks. Hey, it's going to be paused. Don't worry about it. Or give us some kind of heads up. So maybe we can clarify in this letter asking for more communication as well.
no harm in asking. Okay, so are we all are there thumbs up on that? Thank you, Councillor Belcott. Okay. So we're moving on to executive sessions. 9.1 RCW pending litigation, RCW 42.30.110, paren 1, paren little I for 15 minutes, no after action. And 9.2 pending litigation, same RCW for 10 minutes with potential after action. So that's 25 minutes. I think that would get us to 5 after 2. Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon. The chair has asked us to announce that executive session will be extended for an additional 5 minutes and open session will reconvene at 2:10 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, council has returned from our executive session. Is there a motion?
Chair, there is. I make a motion to authorize the county manager to sign separation and settlement agreements on behalf of the county with Ray Alanis, Isaiah Hudson, and Elias Pena.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. And without objection, council time is adjourned.